Hey YouTube, just before the video begins properly, that's actually recorded on the 14th, and then we had 3 days of hell freezing over down here in Texas, where I just had a bunch of time to read, so the video is no longer accurate to the middle of the month, but it is accurate in terms of what I'm going to be recording. Obviously, I didn't have Wi-Fi for 3 days because of the internet being down and electricity not working, but I will try to get the videos out as soon as possible. I'll probably end up having to do a video a day for the rest of the month. That's okay, no big deal. Just wanted to, add this into the video before the beginning of it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and comment that below, and, enjoy the video now. See you guys later. Hello, YouTube. It's Lion here with Hobbies of Man once again, and today we are doing a reading check-in. Now, this month has been our exploration of shoujo. I've just been kind of diving in to try to see what I like and what I don't like, and so far I have been enjoying most of what I've read, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But beyond just exploration of shoujo, I also wanted to, read a few books written by female authors, not because it's, like, oh my god, I gotta, fill a quota of, so many female authors in a year or anything like that. But just because I don't read that many female authors usually. Most of the stuff that I enjoy in epic fantasy is usually written by men. Science fiction is also usually written by men, at least in the adult category. And, I've been trying to kind of branch out from that just to see what else there is. And so far I've actually enjoyed what I've been reading, but it hasn't been, that crazy. It basically ends up being the same. It's just the main character sometimes is slightly different than, the male character that's the main character, sort of like that. But in shoujo, I do think there has been a noticeable difference, but I can't really put into words just yet. I would have to sit down and think about it more, but that's not really the point of this video. I'm just trying to, check in with you guys, let you know how the TBR is going, kind of talk about some changes that I've been decided to make for the TBR. And then at the end, we're going to do an unhaul video where it's not like an unhaul section where I just talk about stuff that I own that I don't think I want to own anymore, that I'm just going to give away, or well, actually I'm going to sell it. But I want to, put that in a video somewhere so I can, basically categorize it for the future, or put it somewhere where I can reference it later. So yeah, now I've read about, I don't know, what is it? 8 shoujo manga, different, volume 1s of each series, and 2, one female-led light novel, and 1 rom-com aimed at men, or, it's like a shonen rom-com, but, one of the important characters is female, obviously. And I've really enjoyed it. I'll just go through what I've read so far. Toradora, Dreaming Sun. I really enjoyed this. I definitely think I want to pick up next volume, but when that will be, I'm not really sure. Nirvana, I'm actually probably going to buy volumes 2 and 3 of this next month. Although they come in a set, because I was looking at cheapmanga.com, and they have the first 3 volumes of this for $16. So I might just buy that and then, sell this version so I can keep the new one. This also has a remainder mark, so it's not really all that different in terms of the condition in which it's going to be. Really enjoyed this as well. Magical Girls, Isekai, really cool stuff. Next, I read Rose King, Requiem of the Rose King, which was, holy crap. This was basically the best shoujo I've read so far. I think I'm definitely going to buy another one of these next week when I go to the bookstore. So yeah, look forward to more of this. I'll probably have a review out for it the next month. Next, I read Prince Freya. I really enjoyed this, actually. I thought it was really good, but it wasn't as good as The Rose King, and I think that kind of hurt it a little bit, in my opinion. If I had read this separately or with a different book, attached to it, I guess, I would have probably liked this a lot more. I did really enjoy it, and I thought it was really good, but it's not as dark and gritty as Requiem of the Rose King, but it is still really good. The art is really cute. The main character is really cute as well, and I really like the way that her expressions are drawn, because basically she's impersonating someone else, and when she's acting as herself versus when she's acting as that other person, the art is drawn subtly different that really brings out that kind of like, oh man, she's a whole different person now. And I thought that was really awesome. Next, I read A Spider So What. I actually just finished this last night as the time of recording this, which is the 14th. So happy Valentine's to anyone that's watching. But yeah, this is really, really good. It reminds me of Slime Isekai, but just in the premise, or like the general main idea, which is get reincarnated as a monster and then figure out how to become, you know, a powerful monster so you don't die. And this one is super character heavy. I really love that. It was super nice. The character Kumoko, which I think is actually a nickname that the community has given her because she doesn't actually have a name, has really gotten to the point where like she jumps off the page. You're reading it and you can imagine someone like sitting in front of you telling you the story, and you're so engrossed in it. I thought it was really well written, or at least well translated. I don't know if it feels the same when you read it in Japanese, but this is really, really good. I really enjoyed this. I also read Skip Beat. Sorry, not Skip Beat. Skip Beat. Really enjoyed this. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit rough at the beginning. I wasn't really sure that I was gonna enjoy it, but by the end of the volume, I was really invested in, you know, seeing where it goes. So I'm definitely gonna buy more of this. I'm thinking though that I'll probably have to switch over to the 3-in-1s just because tracking these down individually is probably gonna be a pain. So I'm probably just going to have to, you know, go on Amazon or Right Stuff or somewhere and just buy 3-in-1s if I can find them. Otherwise, I maybe just read this online, you know, on Kindle or something. But I'm not really sure. Besides that, I also read Daytime Shooting Star, which was really wonderful. This one is in the same premise or general idea as Dreaming Sun. A girl goes to the town and kind of has to figure out her living situation. But here we get a lot of like more individually based humor. Like this girl is just really funny. She's really deadpan, but also really earnest as a person. And she wants to do good and get along with people and enjoy her life. And she kind of ends up being a little bit of a delinquent there where she skips class and doesn't really pay attention and stuff. But she still is like a good person because obviously not caring about school doesn't make you a bad person. But like usually those types of characters in manga are usually characterized as, you know, bad guys. But I really enjoyed it and I love the facial expressions that were used here. And I thought it was really good. I'm definitely going to pick up more of this. Again, it's in the same kind of vein as Dreaming Sun. I want to pick up more. I'm not really sure when I will pick up more, but it's definitely going to be something I collect. The other 2 volumes of manga that I read so far are LDK, which really was the most disappointing out of the bunch. I thought I was going to really like this, and I did enjoy reading it, but there was nothing about it that screamed like, hey, pick up another of these volumes. I felt that the comedy was okay, the relationship was okay, everything was just okay and kind of like average, and so nothing about it makes me really want to pick up more. But I also don't dislike it enough or find it, you know, boring enough to not want to keep in my collection. So this is going to stay in the collection for a couple weeks, maybe another month or 2, and then if I haven't picked up a second volume by then, I'm probably going to unhaul it and kind of get rid of it because I don't want to collect something that, you know, I'm not actually going to buy more of, which is something that I'm trying to work really hard on because I did do that a lot early on where I would just buy a bunch of stuff and then never get the second volume. So I'm trying to minimize that, and so that leads to getting rid of stuff. The last volume I've read so far is Waiting for Spring, which is really good. Really enjoyed this. In the same vein as Daytime Shooting Star and Dreaming Sun, very much about this girl that's trying to find like friends and a place to belong now that she's like basically on her own essentially. And I really liked it. I thought it was really fun. The male characters here are pretty funny. They come off a lot more cute than cool, and I mean that kind of is par for the course I think in shoujo. And I really enjoyed the interactions that they had and the whole kind of like, oh, I'm alone, but I interact with these people, and then, oh my god, they're actually my friends. I thought that was a really fun kind of idea, but it was kind of like weird because it's like, dude, if you hang out with them every day and you talk to them every day and they joke and stuff with you. They're obviously your friends. Why would you not like realize that? But it kind of worked out, and I liked it. And overall, it was a really enjoyable book, and the cliffhanger ending was pretty nice. I do want to keep reading, but it's probably just going to be like one of those like, oh my god, your best friend that was a little girl was actually a boy, and you messed up, and now, you know, oh my god, there's romance there. And I'm okay for that. I'm okay with that. I'm totally, you know, interested in reading more of this, so I'm excited to get to that. Now, on the list after that, I have Grimspace and Bloom in Dark, which I'm still going to read, but I'm gonna push those out in the last week of February. Right now, you know, the next stuff that's coming out next week is this, and then Wednesday and Friday are gonna be Waiting for Spring and LDK First Impressions on Wednesday, and then on Friday I'm going to have Daytime Shooting Star and Skip Beat. So on Saturday I'm gonna have Spider So What, Grimspace, and Kaiju number 8. And Saturday is supposed to be my break from shoujo, where I just kind of do videos on other stuff. But for this week, I think it's okay to kind of blur the lines there a little bit, because I want to get all of the shoujo videos out on February, and if I don't put videos out on Saturday for the shoujo stuff, I'm not really going to do that, and I just want to like contain it in February just because it's just how I want to do it. So I'm going to do that there. And then the 22nd is either Fushugi Yugi or Bloom in Dark. And then 24th is Sailor Moon or Fushugi Yugi. And then the 26th is whatever else I have left over. Then the 27th is the Kaiju number 8 review, as well as my reading log. And then the 28th is going to be my manga haul. Yeah, I'm really excited about this month, and I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. I do hope you guys enjoy the rest of the videos I do have this month, since, you know, we're about halfway done. And yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do anything else this month. I might, you know, put in a video or two somewhere else around the last 2 weeks that we have left. But I think that this is going to be it. You know, all the videos that I have left over, plus the ones I mentioned, should be everything that comes out this month. And then on March, I'm not really sure what we're gonna do yet. I think we're just gonna go read through all of the stuff that I have left over that I didn't get to, like Chobits, Nisekoi, Blue Flag, We Never Learn, and Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. So we're going to do that in March probably. And yeah, that's it for the reading check-in and the video stuff. Now let's talk about the stuff that I'm going to unhaul. So it's a small stack. It's not really all that much, but I think it is kind of irrelevant. So the first thing I'm getting rid of is Ayori, how do you say this? Ayori Ayoshi, or Bluer Than Indigo, I think is what it's called. And the reason I'm getting rid of this is just because it's a Tokyo Pop thing, and I very much doubt that they're going to get reprinted, and I haven't had much luck finding more of it, and I just don't want to like hold on to something that I might never pick up more of because of what I said earlier. So I'm going to get rid of this. I really did enjoy it, and I thought it was really good, but if I'm not going to be able to read the rest of the manga, I don't really want to keep it, so I'm just going to, you know, get rid of this, and later if I find a full set or a set that's a lot more complete, I'll pick that up at some point. But right now, I'm just not interested in keeping a volume that I'm never going to get more of. So in that same vein of logic is Air Gear. Now, Air Gear was an anime I really liked growing up, and I really wanted to read more of this, but it's been a pain to find more volumes of it. So again, I'm just going to get rid of it. I think they have 3-in-1s of this, and I'm not really sure. I might try to pick those up if I can find them on Amazon or something. But I don't want to track down the singles. Singles for out-of-print stuff or stuff that's really hard to find is just not enjoyable for me. I don't really enjoy that hunting for manga aspect. I just like, you know, picking up stuff relatively easily. And it's just hard to find Air Gear. Hopefully they get some better editions or reprintings later on, since, you know, Kodansha has been doing a lot of reprintings and special collector's editions for a lot of stuff. But yeah, so those are the ones that I just don't want to read or don't want to collect because it's going to be hard to pick up. Next is the two things that are kind of like stuff I want, but I can just read on the Shonen Jump app, so there's no point in having them physically, which is One Punch Man, because I like One Punch Man. Well, I thought the anime was kind of wacky and in the first couple episodes, and so I wasn't ever interested in it. But the manga's okay. I do enjoy it. It's just, I'm not going to read it anytime soon. And if I do want to read it, I can just read it on the Shonen Jump app. So really, there's no point in owning this first volume physically. And a little bit of money that I can get from this is actually better because I can put it towards buying manga that I do want to currently read. Same thing with Assassination Classroom. Really enjoyed this volume. Haven't watched the anime, but I just like it, but not enough to really physically collect it. Plus, there's better ways to buy this, like in the box set. So I'm just gonna get rid of this, check it out, and read it online if I really want to. Now, this last one is something I picked up, but never actually got around to reading. And now that I've done a little bit more research on it, I don't really think I want to. And that's Pandora Hearts. So apparently, as far as I understand it, this is sort of like based on Alice in Wonderland or the Wizard of Oz or something like that. Like, you know, those like old school isekai, you know, traditional stories. They're not really isekai, but they're like transported to another world in fantasy in olden days, if that makes sense. And I'm just not interested in it. It doesn't appeal to me in any way. I did buy it from my buddy East Coast Manga just because he was selling it for cheap. And I was like, a lot of people hype it up. Maybe I'll be interested in it. But I've had it for like 6 or 7 months and I just never picked it up. So at this point, I don't think I will. And yeah, I'm just going to get rid of it because I don't want to, you know, hold on to stuff that I'm not going to read ever. Especially for manga, since manga takes up a lot of space because each series has so many volumes. It doesn't really bother me with regular books, but with manga, I do want to get rid of stuff that I'm not going to touch, you know, anytime soon. So this is going to be chucked out. Now, yeah, that's it for the unhaul. Besides this, I do have all the other stuff that I unhauled last month, like Hellsing and Berserk Volume 1 and like that stuff. And I'm going to put these up on Reddit, so if anyone wants to buy them, just, you know, find me on Reddit on r/mangaswap, and you can buy some of these off of me. But, yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys found what I was saying interesting. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Thank you guys very much for watching the video once again, and see you guys later.